Hello, and welcome to our coverage of Perfect Match Season 3. We are at the finale. So excited to talk about this just chef's kiss of a show. But yeah, we have a lot of thoughts. And I'm Asia, and I'm not here alone. Of course, first up, I have with me the Kirsten MacInnis. How are you?
I'm doing great, Asia. I know that, based on results of 3 seasons, some people might be thinking, is this show good? Is it bad? And I say it's entertaining and it's unserious. And I told y'all not to worry. I told y'all that Adie and Ollie weren't going to win the season, and it wasn't spoiled. So I was right. You're welcome.
Right. Well, you are right, and I am gullible. So there's that.
I don't think it's gullible to believe that the only real couple could potentially win a show called Perfect Match.
True. I mean, yeah, the fact that they're so loud and proud about it. Yeah. Well, more on that to come. But of course, we have our third co-host here, the man of the podcast. I was gonna do an exercise to see what we could guess about each other, but I won't do that just because I don't want us to be eliminated from the podcast. But Jason Reed, how are you?
Doing great, Asia. I can't wait to have us all laughing on the podcast so I can screenshot it and add it to my laughing wall where I put all my friends shots of all of them laughing. Opposite of what Rachel has of a crying wall, which was insane. It's weird and crazy.
No, it's not insane. It's not weird or crazy. Get 1 second.
Oh gosh.
What does she have? She have a poster
He's like,
for us
hold
to
my beer.
present. Oh no. Oh, she has
Listen,
pictures,
they're not my friends.
Oh
Wait.
no, it's celebrities crying.
Wait, this is something you've already had?
You had it at the ready. Hanging up.
They're really dusty right now. They've just actually been sitting on a shelf because I don't know where I'm gonna put them.
So you did
But
not create that for the bit.
No, I have had these for over 15 years.
Oh my god. Can you walk us through? I see James Vanderbeek.
Yes. So when
LeBron
I left for university, my sister gave me a framed photo of James Vanderbeek crying, which I do still also have somewhere, just like the single framed James Vanderbeek. And then over the years, just for holidays, oh god, they're so dusty. They've just been in the closet. I just started getting more and more framed photos of celebrities crying.
Oh,
Wow.
that's so
That
funny.
Great, funny, and a little disturbing all at the same time.
So if you guys could just send me photos next time you're crying, I can start making it more about my friends and less about celebrities and fictional characters.
Is that a personality trait now that we have discovered that people do this?
I mean, we've got 2 data points.
Yeah.
That's more than
good.
enough these days.
That's great. I love that. And they, like Louis said, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times, F you. Whatever it is he said.
It's like, fool me 3 times, stop doing that. It's mean.
Yeah,
don't fool
like,
me anymore.
Listen, every season of this show, they're like, we're going to crown the perfect match. And every season it's just
They do not.
horribly wrong. It's just like,
Now,
what are we gonna learn?
Do you think if the show was just called something else, it would be less annoying? Because I feel like I really enjoy the experience of watching pretty much every episode of Perfect Match. It's just the final winner that is so tilting to me.
They need to get rid of this conceit that they're trying to find love and the perfect match. Just let it be them being debaucherous fools. Like, I think that would be just great. Like, let it be. Let it go.
Here's the thing. I'm okay with there being a winner of a perfect match. I'm okay with that. But let it have been the final compatibility challenge. If you win that, you are the perfect match. We just tested the fact that you know each other so well. So just let that be it. Not the questions they asked.
Yeah, but the questions were so like just random. It was just like, okay.
Yes.
Once we get to that, and they're trying to just phase out people rather quickly, I'm just like, all right, well, this is just
and I was like,
nonsense.
oh, this is a good method. Like, you're narrowing it down. You're not gonna just vote for Ray and Rachel because y'all were with them the longest. Perfect. And then they still managed to crown the not perfect match.
Yes.
Well, and I mean, also when you get people voting, like Louis literally did eeny, meeny, miny, mo to pick who he's voting for. Like they don't care. Like the prize is a vacation. Nobody cares.
Yes.
Just as Aysha said, make it a challenge. It doesn't even have to be questions. It could be one of these dumbass challenges that they've done along the way.
Yeah. I saw an interview with AD where they were asking her, like, are you upset that you guys weren't crowned perfect match? AD was literally like, it doesn't really matter. She's like, it's not like it's $100,000 like Love Island. She's like, it's a vacation, which we probably are going to go on to our own vacations anyway. After we leave here, we just won't get it paid for. It does not matter. Like, she just wasn't upset. And like when they revealed that all these people were randomly getting eliminated from contention, no one was even that upset. They're just like,
ah,
okay, oh well. I would have refused to keep filming if it was like, we're gonna randomly eliminate some of you right now. I'd be like, I went through all of this to just get randomly eliminated right now because I couldn't answer a stupid trivia question.
It's not random. It's about how compatible you are based on how much you know about your partner. I don't understand how you don't see this, Jason.
I mean, like, when you're asking about like birthdays, okay, I can get that. Yeah, you get that from actually talking to your person, caring about facts about them. I was honestly quite surprised that all of them got that question right.
Yeah,
that was 100% right. So I was like, that's interesting. But to talk about, then we go to where was your first kiss? Like, okay, we're getting a little more into the what is your memory like of the season? It was like, okay, it's not really
on what day?
Yeah.
I thought it was really funny how many people like did not know where they kissed for the first time.
They're like, was that this girl or this girl? I don't remember.
Right.
Yeah, okay, good point. Good point on
yeah.
that one. But it made me laugh.
But yeah, if you are here, we're here to talk about everything. All of our opinions from this episode. So if you've not watched and you want to go back and watch, make sure you do before you carry on. But we've probably spoiled it for you already. So hopefully you've already watched the finale.
It's fine.
It's fine. You don't need to watch it. Just listen to us. We've got you covered. We'll tell you every single thing and it'll be better.
Because literally the last the last 15 minutes was really the only thing that mattered in this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Make sure you go subscribe to the RHAP YouTube channel, as well as the Hot Dummies on Islands feed and the Love at First Sight feed. We can get all of our coverage for this season. We've had a great time talking about it, and I'm sure we'll have a great time today. But let's get into it because, I mean, basically what we got for this finale, which I kind of wish they spent more time in the back half, but it's okay. We spent so much time on their final dates. Well, actually, even that last mixer to get we know who the matches are. Like, let's carry on. Mm-hmm. Then we get to the last first dates, and then we go to them finally, coming in and doing this final compatibility challenge and picking the winner. I thought it was an improvement, like I said before, to do this final compatibility challenge, but it wasn't.
I think they just need to come up with a compatibility challenge that Nick Lachey didn't think of on the fly on his way over. You know, like if they just put a little bit more time, effort, and thought into it, then that.
Yeah, I applaud the attempt to try and circumvent the whole bitter jury, scenario of being like, well, we're only going to have two couples that actually care and know about each other for y'all to vote on. So you can't screw us over by voting the most recent couple to match up. I appreciate the attempt, but like Aysha said, do it, make it based on something a little better than just random trivia. I mean, because to have such a question at the very end that is so subjective, to be like, what is a flaw that your man has that you don't want? Oh, that's terrible.
That you wish he wouldn't have. What?
Yeah, and to expect people to match on that verbatim. What if everyone got that wrong? I guess they would just ask another question, edited out that question.
Yeah.
But
you think this show edits stuff out, Jason?
What? No, it ain't so.
Because I guess we also should mention that QT and Hannah were both completely edited out of the show, and we've since found out that they both went on dates, and the dates and the mixer were completely just edited out of the show.
Yeah, there was a whole cycle we didn't see. There was
Like a
probably
challenge.
a challenge we didn't see, a mixer we didn't see, dates we didn't see. So that's just completely wild. And you would think that QT was the one that they're doing this for when it was actually Hannah, because QT got absolutely no play on the finale. At least Hannah got to say like one or two things during the finale. QT got absolutely nothing.
QT did get the one line that said, where Nick said, let's spill a little tea. And QT said, please do.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot that.
Hannah gave them the 3-way kiss at the mixer, and so they gave her a little bit more than QT, I guess. But it's also so basically everyone has all talked about like where their couple stand as of like now. But Hannah posted that she had gotten an email. She's not allowed to say who her fiance and father of her child is until Monday morning at 5 a.m. And I really
so wild.
I think this is a situation where she should have asked for forgiveness, not permission. I assume at every point she asked because she was actually worried about her NDA because she's not stupid. And so then they were like, well, this is what it says and we're enforcing it. Whereas if she had just like posted who she's with, I think it would have been okay. But I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so it's probably best to just like keep your NDA.
It just seems like they pick and choose their battles, because I'm sure, what did Louis get for announcing his relationship with Huda? Louis, what are you doing?
Louis, you forget that you signed something. You're so dumb and pretty. Oh, Louis.
Oh, sorry. You're
but
right.
It's also like,
just don't do it again.
Nobody thought that Louis and Sandy were going to be together still. It's been over a year. Like, nobody thought that was going to be a real relationship. You did you think they were meant to be? No. And Hannah did a TikTok kind of about her experience where she mentioned like she was 25 and she was the youngest woman on the season, and there were multiple men who were 22 and 23. And so it just kind of highlights kind of hard to find your perfect match when half the people's frontal lobe isn't fully developed.
Yeah, exactly. So basically in this first third of the episode, we have the final mixer. And I think what like the main with Sandy, and speaking of Sandy and Louis, Louis was like, these people don't have a clue about me. You have a clue. It's like, what?
It's wild. Like, has anything actually happened between the two of you that makes her think like, I know this person as a person? Yeah. I doubt it. And let's not forget, it was just 2 days ago that you were kissing on someone else while supposedly being, interested in and connected to Sandy. It's like all these final dates were just these false sentiments. It's just like my eyes were rolling every time. It's like, okay, like,
yeah. I mean, and we can't forget Sandy broke up with JR at the beginning of this episode, which I was very pleased with, because it was kind of like, okay, yeah, in this situation, Louis is the lesser of the two, like, or the better of two. I don't want to say evils, but look at her. Look at her.
The lesser of two fuckboys. Let's just say it like that.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's also like she's already had she hasn't done a full experience with Louis, right? And so it's like, even if maybe they're not going to work out in date, it's like at least take this to its logical conclusion.
Yeah, I think there needs to be something studied about. Like, we know F boys, right? Mm-hmm. Clearly, we see them all the time on these shows. We see them in real life. But Louis he's not like Daniel. Daniel is an F boy and a jerk to Lucy. Like, he had those moments of being so jealous and like talking bad to her. But Louis is just like so sweet in the moment, in that present moment with Sandy. So it's not like, I mean, I wouldn't say he's love bombing her, because he's not going to that extent. Like, oh, I want to see you. But he is treating her well in like when they're together. So it's like, when you're Sandy or when you're any of these women with that type of F boy, how do you navigate that? Like, do you just enjoy it? like, and just have low expectations about longevity.
I think Sandy's whole thing was she never found anyone that she even clicked with as much as she clicked with Louis. So you might as well keep riding this wave with Louis because you get along well. Like you said, Asia, he says all the right things.
Yeah.
She's not really finding anyone else out there. Like I mentioned last episode, I don't think Sandy was ever even that interested in JR after their ultimatum experience. Because every time she came up against JR in this thing, she's like, you're sweet. Like, bless your heart. Like, I like you, but like, I just think we're better as friends. Every time it's come up, she's like, I'm good though. Thank you.
They know each other. If they were going to date, they had the opportunity to date in the real world for months and months and months before Perfect Match filmed, and they did not do so. So I think that tells you all you need to know.
And it's always felt like it's been in Sandy's hands to decide whether or not they date or go out, because JR is obviously like lovesick for Sandy. Like we felt it on the ultimatum season, and it's carried over to here. Like he obviously wants something with her.
I've always known this about JR for as long as I've known him from the ultimatum. I felt like he was dating up with Sandy, and Sandy was the type of girl that he wished he could date, but never had the opportunity to. And then, oh shoot, now I'm getting this chance. I need to capitalize on it.
Yeah,
I mean, he was also dating up with his original partner. I will say that on the ultimatum.
I obviously never saw the ultimatum, but that assessment of him and Sandy feels very real just from the Perfect Match, where like I saw someone talking about like, wow, they film all these confessionals after the situation's already happened. Like the way that JR is talking in his confessionals, like, well, he knows it's not going to work. Okay, that's the fake confidence is crazy.
Yes. But we can't forget the big moment that happened at the mixer before we get to all the final dates with between Juliette, Scott, and Carrington.
I loved this.
Chef's kiss. This is great.
It's just like Scott is going all in with Juliette. Like, look, let's make this work, blah, 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 blah. Right? Carrington's like, ooh, I gotta swoop in. He comes in, steals a moment with Juliette. Juliette's like, actually, it's not you. He's like, oh, but what about all this stuff you're talking about him being too young? And then Carrington's like, you know what? Bet I'm gonna go tell Scott what you said on today. And Scott Scott in the moment got upset as at the same type of upset he got when he saw her walking in holding Carrington's hand, and they walk off together, and everyone leaves single.
That was why. First of all, when Scott comes in, Scott looking like. He's looking like Lucifer in heaven. He's got a black long sleeve zip up. I'm like, what in the hell are you wearing? Why are you wearing all black in this tropical resort locale while everyone else has on these light shorts and shirts? He's walking around like it's the dead of winter. It's like, what are you even wearing all black? What are you even doing here? And he pulls Juliette, and he's trying to sweet talk her. He's trying to do the thing that everyone does in these shows. Juliette stops. She's like, whoa, hold on. Actually, I don't do feelings, so I'm not for this. I'm not trying to do all of this. It's like,
she's done with feelings.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, me neither. I don't do feelings either. We're great for each other, right?
It's so funny. And then like he's so upset at having been called too young, which again, he's 23, she's 27. And then it culminates in him being like, you're a 27-year-old woman, grow up. And her being like, you're a child. And then he just leaves with Carrington, like walks out with him, and then she leaves behind. And I was like, how annoying does Scott or Carrington have to be that you would rather leave the show with zero chance of winning than just sleep with them for one more night?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick it to her.
He didn't even talk to Juliette. He just got up and said, all right, Carrington, let's go, Carrington.
We're out.
I'm gonna take you with me. We're out. I was surprised Carrington wasn't like, all right, yeah, bro, I'm right behind you. And they're turning around like, Juliette, I'm your only option now. He walked out the door. That's the official leaving. After you cross that threshold, you can't come back. So I'm the only option you have now.
It was so good too, because Carrington is like, he's been truly such a non-entity the whole season. He's been brought in for several dates, and he just never clicked with anyone. Like his person just wasn't there. And I do think it kind of makes sense, because I think Sandy is the most Carrington's type out of anyone, and she just like wasn't, like, he's not her type.
Yeah,
you know. And so it makes sense that it was never gonna work out, but the power move of just leaving, being like, yeah, I don't want to spend even a single night in the villa because Juliet is not for me. Okay, stand on business, King.
He said she's Carrington's like, she's a Venus flytrap. You just get trapped in. Like,
she's so beautiful, but she will kill you. She
like,
will
Carrington,
kill
let's
you.
not act like you weren't just chosen to go on a date with her twice. Like, you just decided to lock in on her. Wasn't this like, oh, you had all the women in front of you and you chose her? Like, no, it's just by coincidence they keep sending y'all on dates.
Well, and I mean, to be rejected by the same woman 2 times in a 12-day period probably sucks too. Especially when it was with, JR also got rejected 2 times by the same woman in the same 12-day period. But Jared was like, I'm trying actively to pursue this. Like, even when he was brought in for a date with someone else, he was like, Sandy. Versus like Carrington's like, well, Juliet's who everyone thinks I look good next to. So I guess that's it.
Yeah, and I love when they leave and Juliet's like, well, I guess cue the sad montage for me. And they literally do. They literally give her a sad montage. It's like, that is so perfect. It is so good.
It was hilarious.
I love when the fourth wall is broken in that way of just like they are directing their own show. It reminds me of, if y'all have not seen Love on the Spectrum, go watch it. I love it, love it, love it. But in the most recent season, there's this guy named Connor who he was like, it'd be great if you play this song while I stand right here and just kind of like, and then they did it. And it was so
I love
perfect.
that. I also I got some TikToks this week about Juliet that were like, I can't believe there's people watching Perfect Match that don't know her from Siesta Keys. And I guess Juliet fights. Like,
they said she throws hands on
brawls.
Siesta Keys.
She brawls on Siesta Keys, I guess. And so when she says in Perfect Magic, this is the new better me, it is.
She means
because
it.
she's not physically fighting.
I did not come into this season or this show thinking I would have to go back and try and find a way to binge Siesta Key, but here we are. Here we are.
Like, I know. I'm like, I actually have to watch Siesta Keys now, 5 whole seasons.
Yeah, so good on them to actually get me interested in someone that I had no idea who they were before they came on here.
They said, no, this is legit the better version of her.
But I love when Juliet is talking to the girls in the beginning and they're like, well, what did you expect? Like, you led him on thinking that, and now he's upset that you led him on. She's like, am I the problem? Am I the drama?
Was it AD told her to take it down a notch?
Yes, take it down.
Anyone on though? Like, actually,
is she what?
Like, did she lead anyone on? Actually, I mean, I don't think so.
But as much as anyone leads anyone on these television shows, like, can you say anyone's actually leading them? They're doing their job. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're flirting. They're having fun.
Yeah.
How much can you say they're leading someone on these shows?
I mean, I felt like they were barely flirting, let alone like anything else or anything more serious. So I was like, well, I was like, this is just 2 hot people talking.
Yeah, I mean, it follows the theme of all these men being extremely butthurt over these small rejections, and then they do all these things and expect all the women to be okay with it. It follows that theme throughout the whole episode, the whole season, the whole show.
It's a smaller scheme version of that saying where it's like, the worst thing a woman can do to a man is embarrass him, but the worst thing a man could do to a woman is literally kill her. Like, that's like, men fear being embarrassed, women fear getting literally killed. And like, obviously no one's murdering anyone in the Perfect Match villa, but it's like the perfect match version of that. The men are afraid of being embarrassed and the women are afraid of being treated like absolute dog shit.
And when they are, they just go right back to them.
Right. That makes me think of that quote or not that quote, but that question of like, what is one thing you would do if there were no men in the world? No offense, Jason. But if there were no men in the world, what's the one thing you do? And it's for me, it's like walk alone at night. Like, go out for a nice stroll when the weather is nice. Can't do that.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Where like when that question is asked, like a lot of women's answers are just like, oh, I would go for like a 5 a.m. swim in the ocean alone. I would go for a walk alone at night. I would just go dancing at the bar and like not worry about how much I have to drink. Like I know I'm getting home safe. And then when you ask men like the opposite question, like what would you do if there's one day without women? It's like, we'd grill because we're men.
What's your answer, Jason?
Hang with my bros. No, it probably would literally just be watch whatever I want to watch on TV without my wife getting mad. I watch something without her.
That's where the
That's a great answer. That's a great answer to that question.
Did you see Rob took advantage of having the house to himself and put the feeds on the big TV?
I laughed really hard because then, of course, it was adoptable animals, and also their dog is not okay with the adoptable animals on the screen.
Yes, and that's Big Brother for y'all. Those of you who aren't just glued to everything that's airing right now.
Yes, and they post video footage of animals at the like animal shelter in LA when there's events that they can't show on the feeds. And so it's really cute because you are like, oh my God, cats. This is great.
Yeah, my dogs bark at them too. They're like, what is happening? Why is there a cat? So anyway, back to Perfect Match. Yeah. They go on all their last dates. Adi and Ollie had a sound bath. Oh, Ollie did really set up a really sweet, like romantic thing for Adi when they did match. But they do a sound bath, and it's just them reassuring each other that they are each other's perfect match. We understand that at this point. They had one test of their relationship, but outside of that, they're good.
And again, I do just need to say, like, that test was really a bad situation and like bad communication and such red flags. But AD has the rose-colored glasses on, so they just are flags to her.
Well, I mean, AD's famous thing on her season Love is Blind is that she doesn't run away from red flags. She runs towards them. Yes. And I think we came into this thinking like, oh, she's finally going to get someone that's not a red flag. It's so great. We kind of prejudged this thing based on what we saw off of the Love is Blind reunion, thinking like, this is great. It's true love. And then to see Ollie act like this on the show is just like, oh, so we're still not running away from red flags. We're running to them. And now you're having a baby with a possible red flag.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of discourse about AD and Ollie online right now and about how AD is like extremely male-centered, which I think is perhaps accurate. From what we've seen on TV, obviously we don't actually know her as a person, but
yeah, of course.
There is evidence.
And I think if Ollie didn't fail the test so badly, because like, it was a couple hours after Justine got into the house, they were kissing. It's not as if Justine wore him down over the course of a couple days and they talked a lot and he really found a connection with her. He barely talked to her and then started kissing on her and then saw the camera going. It's like, uh-oh, I've been caught. It's like,
it's like we saw the side of Ollie that we would have seen throughout the whole season had he not hit it off on such a deep level with AD.
Yes. Yeah. And it's also like, the show is so happy to have the first like perfect match, real engagement, and real baby. This is their shit that they're so excited about. So this is like the best possible edit of the AD and Ollie situation. Like it was probably worse than what we saw.
And it's funny because I think like next season 4, it's going to open up. We're like, who is that next to Nick? Oh, Vanessa Lachey. And it's just going to be them hosting because now Vanessa believes in love because they have a success story. She's like, y'all get babies on that show? Oh, I'm coming over to Perfect Match. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then honestly, we could use her to drag some of these men during the season itself.
Call them out because Nick's just like, whoa, it's just clear y'all aren't a perfect match.
It's like we know what Nick would do in the One Day with No Women. It's host Perfect Match.
Right. Yeah.
So let's see what one of the other dates was Sandy and Louie. They did a massage and he wrote her a sweet letter. It's just like he's like, look, I these things happen, but it always came back to you, basically. And it was just one of those moments where I was like, yeah, it's very easy to see that Sandy's like, wait, like when we're together, we're good. It's just like, I can't trust you elsewhere. So it's just like, where do you find the balance? It's Perfect Match. Like they're fine to stick. There are no proposals on finale
Yeah.
day, you know.
Like you're going home tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of not
Yeah.
just continuing on, right?
Exactly.
Oh no, go ahead.
I just think Louis' thing throughout this last part of it is like, hey, I embraced this experience is what I did.
I did
didn't
everything.
I didn't cheat on Sandy. We came here to do this stuff, to experience things with other people. So I'm the one that did all this experience 100%. You know,
Yeah.
yes, I kiss other people. That's what we're supposed to do. That's why we're all on Perfect Match, which kind of like they do this to test you guys, and yes, you fail the test, but he's like, that's what we're here to do, is fail the test, right everybody. Like, he's trying to gaslight everybody on he's trying to gaslight Sandy, he's trying to gaslight the whole cast at the end of it. He's like, we came here to test things with other people. No matter what I said to Sandy and how I was committed to her, we came here to kiss other people, right? That's what the point of the show is. It's like, kind of, but you took it a little too far.
You're kind of not experiencing the full essence of this show if you don't kiss someone else, right?
Yeah, so really,
what's the point?
Yeah,
what's the point of going on if you haven't, like, if you don't kiss at least 3 other people besides your partner that you've been with the whole time?
He's like, I cheated on you, but I still came back to you every time. Isn't that what matters? Like,
it's like, listen, you don't know what I do at night, but I'm always home to go to bed with you.
It's that argument of who do I come home to? Who do I come home to?
That's what his whole thing is.
Yeah.
Not great. We did also get the date with Freddie and Madison in the cenote, and I actually love this. I was like, I believe in them that they could have a real relationship. I think distance was really the ultimate killer to them, because it has been made.
She's willing to move to Manchester.
Yeah, she hesitated though.
Yeah, he was like, because she said to him, like, are you coming to Minnesota? He's like, no. It's like, I'm not doing that. He's like, but are you coming to Manchester? She's like, I didn't expect this to be turned around on me.
I've never been to Minnesota or Manchester, but I feel like I would probably rather live in Manchester. No?
I was literally, now it's coming out of my mouth. I should have just stopped talking. I was about to say, I was just in Minnesota. I was in Michigan. It all sounds the same area.
Is it the same area? I'm not great at geography, but I'm pretty sure that's not correct.
North.
It's in the north area region.
Asia said, I only care about the South. Okay.
They're next to each other. Oh, no, they're not.
They are not next to each other. I know that much.
Wisconsin.
The Canadian is schooling you on U.S. geography, Asia.
Well, I mean, it's really good because we are talking about states that directly border Canada. If you start talking about anything else, I will absolutely have no concept.
Listen, when I Googled map of United States, the first map I saw didn't have the labels on it. So I was like, that looks like Minnesota, but it's Wisconsin.
This is giving when Mary and I used to podcast about Riverdale. We once went on a tangent about like knowing where states were, and we paused down to do a Sporkle quiz, and I did in fact get more correct than her.
When you start playing with the Northeast, I got
there's a lot of really little ones there.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, listen, I don't mean that to say I'm good at American geography. That is, Mary is appallingly bad at it, because I do not know where things are. I know that like Georgia's next to Florida because there's the band Florida Georgia Line. I know where Oklahoma is now because of Sasha.
You know where Texas is.
I know where Texas is because it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, if it doesn't border Canada, there's only a few that I really confidently know.
I think I would probably get like a 12 out of 50 if I had to like label
really? I'm
states.
giving myself 35.
No.
Okay, after we're
come on, Colorado.
We all need to do a Sporkle quiz on placing the U.S. states after the podcast, because we probably should get back to
like I feel like I'm getting my I'm getting my own state, and I'm getting like the corners maybe.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of lost.
Listen, we'll do a Sporkle quiz. We'll put the results in the comments on YouTube if you care to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Lucy and Daniel did do their last date, where it's just really her saying she hasn't trusted him. Like he has smashed the lines that she drew in this relationship. He's like, yeah, I gave you every reason not to trust me.
But then he tells her, like, in true Daniel fashion, he can't say anything nice without kind of insulting her. He's like, you can't even comprehend how much I care about you. Like, you're so stupid. You don't even know how much I love you, girls. Like,
when he said you could not comprehend, I lost my mind, because I can understand being like, you don't even know how much I love you. I love you so much that you don't even know the like extent of my love and my affection. But to be like, no, I feel a level of love that you could not even comprehend is so condescending. Like, that's crazy. Why would you even care about someone if they can't even comprehend love?
It's crazy how that word changes the whole meaning of that sentence. It's like, you're so stupid. You don't even know. That's what that is. Like,
yeah, you're so dumb. You couldn't possibly conceive of the strength of my emotions.
Yeah, he tells her, like, listen, any other time, if I had effed this up, I just would have walked away. But I kept coming back to F you over even more. Doesn't that just show you how much I care about you? Because I found someone that's willing to take me back every time I do something terrible.
And again, it's the exact same argument as Louis. But I came home to you.
Yeah.
So exactly. Who cares what I did in the streets? I came home to you.
Right. And isn't the main reason that you don't trust me?
God.
And so again, mind you, I'm pretty sure this man is like a few years older than Louis.
Yeah, and so it's like he's not in his 30s.
Oh wait, is he 23 also?
Oh Lord.
What?
Whoa. Is he?
Tough 23.
Oh wait, no. Okay, AI overview was wrong. Famousbirthdays.com confirms he's 29.
Okay.
See,
never listen to AI.
I got so scared for a second.
Be careful what you read about AI.
This is why I normally do -AI on every Google search.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the day that AI thing came out on iPhone, I immediately shut it off. It was like Apple Intelligence.
It is not on my phone. I turned it off. I was like,
I have an iPhone. I have an iPhone 11, so I don't think mine's gonna do.
You're like, what?
Like capability.
Intelligence.
iPhones have AI now. What do you mean?
Yeah. You guys can Google. You guys Google on your phones.
Yours behind.
He pulls out a Motorola flip phone.
You're as behind as Instagram is with TikTok stuff. It was funny. I saw a TikTok that was like, man, when Instagram gets a hold of this Kendra psychiatrist stuff in November, they're gonna be shook.
The world is gonna be absolutely shook.
Like, did y'all hear? Come on.
It's so funny because like Josh watches Reels. He doesn't have TikTok anymore. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be like, oh, do you know this TikTok audio? And he'll be like, no. And then like 2 months later, I hear it coming out of his phone.
Let's see. What else did we get? Oh, Rachel and Ray, they're just having a good time. I mean, I think the main thing that came out of their date was how profusely Ray was sweating.
Oh yes.
Like, get this man a towel, please.
Honestly,
because they went. Is it raining? Is it raining in there? Are they getting rained on? Right. It's like, no, it's just Ray. He's sweating a lot.
When I went to like the Tulum area, it was not like the off season, and it was still so freaking hot. Yeah. I can't imagine what it was like in the dead of summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rachel is playing the game more than Ray is. She's like, oh, I know we're in a fantasy world, but I really hope we can find something real when we go into the real world. And we don't even get anything from Ray about like whether or not they're going to be
how
on the outside later.
This is. Yeah,
I mean, she's from The Bachelor. She's used to giving those kinds of voice bites.
Yeah, Ray is just happy to be here. Ray is I think as surprised as the rest of us are that he's here at the end with Rachel. It's like, hey, I'm here to have a good time. I'm here to have fun.
Exactly.
He's like, I'm with one of the most famous girls on the season. That's great.
Right. Yeah. And then I mean, Ray's sweating, and also Rachel's wall of friends crying, which we now know is a personality trait because it's weird that it has happened twice, right?
Yeah.
You'd have 10 cents. Oh yeah, they're not my friends; they are celebrities.
Right.
Twice is a pattern. But I mean, Rachel's friends are celebrities. Rachel's friends are celebrities too, right? 'Cause
Exactly.
she said they were all people that have cried on TV. So
Yeah, I really liked when Ray's like, how did you get them? And she's like, on TV.
yeah.
Oh.
It's like, oh, so not your actual friends, your TV
Right.
friends. You
And
got to
Kirsten,
really like be specific.
Kirsten, you've been on TV.
Yeah,
No.
you've been there.
And not in any way that counts. And I kept my tears at bay until I was off stage. So anyone who wants a crying photo of me, you can see me looking pretty disappointed, but you won't see me cry.
I mean, but listen, on this podcast, if we were doing an elimination, I'm like, you're eliminated. If you've never been on TV, I'm going to be the only one out of the podcast.
That's true. You don't have an IMDb page.
Yeah,
someone is watching this podcast as we speak on a television.
That's true. That's true. So I think
well,
technicality,
we've been on TV.
Right.
But who's been on cable?
Listen, my biggest hope is that when Rob's Traders comes out, there's some sort of flashback about his podcasting days, and I just so happen to be on that podcast.
On that
of the 5 podcasts I've ever done with Rob Sesternino, that's one of the ones they show on the TV.
They have to.
Great for me because I think I've been on 4 of those 5.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
A good shot that it'd be both of us.
Yeah.
So we do finally get to the end, which is all the old people came out, and Scott has a very all the people who didn't.
The previous contestants, Asia. Okay.
She was just still thinking about you, Jason.
Okay. All right.
See, she said I
didn't expect that to turn around on me, but okay, great, cool.
You're like, now why am I in it?
Yeah, why did I go drive by?
I gotta say, the only reason why I'm alluding to Asia calling Jason old is because I'm like, I'm pretty sure Jason's not old. Like
he's not.
Pretty sure he's not.
He ages himself.
It's all relative, you know.
He is still in his 30s.
You say it like he's 39 and 11 months.
You never know.
But again,
I want the audience to know.
As I say, I'm in my early to mid to late 30s. That's all you'll ever know.
And I've got to say, even if he was in his 40s, I would still think that he's not old. Right. Just for the record.
Yeah, we're not saying that Rob Sesternino is old.
Oh my God! Why are you calling Rob that?
He's just getting everybody.
I just tried to make one little joke, and
Rob
yet
drive
now
by.
Asia called her boss old.
Rob's gonna be like, my name was mentioned an unreasonable amount of times on the Perfect Match
Rob's
finale.
Rob's
like, listening to this.
Right, Rob's like, I didn't even know this podcast was on my network, and I'm getting shamed by people from my age.
Rob's looking at the budget at the end of the month, and he's like, "What do you mean we had a Perfect Match podcast?"
both the show and mine and Asia's podcast. It's like, what is this?
Right. Oh my goodness. So Scott had an unreasonable amount of buttons open. They try to get him to close one. He doesn't. He likes it.
Listen,
he should just commit to the full open.
Hannah was like, "Hey, button your shirt." I was like, "Oh, Hannah gets to speak." Like she has one line.
He said no. How do you know who he is, Hannah?
Oh my God, could Scott be the baby daddy?
No,
he's
absolutely not. I'm starting to feel that probably the baby daddy is like nobody from Perfect Match.
Yeah, there's a theory out there. There's somebody posted a TikTok of they found the guy because Hannah's dad posted a picture of them two on his Instagram before he privated it.
So then why the big shroud of mystery around this whole thing?
I'm very confused about the whole thing, both editing her out completely and not letting her just tell everyone who she's engaged to. But then I'm also like, so it's just like a normal guy who's never been on a show and he's just fine with her not saying that they're together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Exactly. So we did get to, let's spill tea about all the couples before we even get to a final compatibility challenge, before we get to the final vote. And it really is a lot of just like reassuring the couples, except they do get into the Juliet Scott Carrington drama. And Juliet just said, "Is Carrington is just salty. Freddie loves Americans because of this."
I do like Juliet told Scott he's going to be roasted when this airs. Like you're just going to be totally roasted when people see what you did and what you said and how I reacted and how you acted. You're going to be roasted.
I think they both looked like children, but
you both
okay.
look dumb. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, none of it mattered because none of them ended up in a situation.
They were never going to be together. They definitely would not have passed this final compatibility challenge. Like,
oh no,
it was so irrelevant.
Yeah, they stopped in on Rachel and Ray, and what was with Justine going, "Girl, I know Ray really well, and this makes sense."
Yeah, it's like Clayton speaks up. It's like I know what it looks like when Juliet's happy.
I'm trying. Oh yeah, not confusing the blondes. Yeah, I'm trying to think back because I know like Ray was weird at the end of Love Island Games, but I cannot remember the way in which he was weird, and so I can't remember like how mad I'm supposed to be about it. And like maybe Justine is alluding to that because they were on Love Island Games together. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I thought she was
how.
saying that Ray is a good guy and that, you know, him and Rachel being together makes sense. I don't know. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. I thought she was like validating it. So people seem fine with that. That's I was like, oh, at this point, I'm like, oh, they're winning.
That's what I thought after the last episode. I was like, that's the only like unserious answer of what we'll get.
Yeah.
With Louis and Sandy, Louis moving to LA. So it could be a possibility that these two work out.
Nothing more surprising than Louis moving to LA.
Right. I would have thought he already lived there. But
he's in the UK, obviously.
You know. There was there was a lot of conversation in the Lucy and Daniel segment, and I was just like, what are we really getting at here? Because that's when Hannah spoke up.
I guess we're trying to give them some screen time before they win.
Right.
Because like as the winners of this show, like as you edit your season, as you edit your show, I don't know.
Makes sense.
It should make any type of sense that these are the winners. You should show us more good times for them. But I feel like anytime we ever focused in on Lucy and Daniel, it was always just kind of focusing on the bad. So it's kind of weird. Like maybe they just didn't have any they just didn't have any a lot of happy moments to show us of what was shot. But yeah, maybe this was just to kind of get us comfortable with the idea of Lucy and Daniel being the winners. I don't know.
Did it make you comfortable with the idea of them being the winners? Because I was like, yeah, man, this relationship sucks and it's always sucked and it always will suck.
Yeah, but it's just more of Daniel being like, you know, I want to be the man I know she deserves. I want to step up and take responsibility, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, Olivia points out like, hey, like you guys were thinking that you were just going to have a fun bachelor day and just go right back to these women and they would accept you. Like, look, and that's exactly what happened. And so I do like the pushback that Olivia and Alex were giving to like a Louis and a Daniel about how they were treating their mates in the villa or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean that's their role. Their role is to tempt and then also be like, and wow, they are so shit for falling for my evil scheme.
Yeah, knowing that if their evil scheme had worked and they had made it to the end with Daniel, they'd be like, he's such a great guy. Like I know how he got together, but I've seen him be a real like we know the alternate realities of what this would have been on the other side.
Exactly. So Madison reiterates her thought that Freddie was written by a woman, and they're very happy. Then we get to the AD and Ollie of it all, and Justine did not hold back. She's like, I think AD is deserving of an incredible love, and Ollie ain't it.
Justine knew her role and she played it extremely well. She came to make television. That's what she did. She really took him to task, and I really love that for her. And AD's just like, and for Ollie to have this like air of contriteness, and then for Justine to call him out, and for him to be like, where Justine goes, I'm just looking out for AD. Ollie goes, are you though? Like no, Ollie, you be quiet. You take your medicine and just shut up.
Yeah, and that's the thing where like it's also like tainted by the fact that they do end up together and we don't actually get to see, like, we saw them fight and then we saw them like sweet together, but we didn't actually see like them meaningfully making up after the fight. Like, it was just kind of like they fought really badly, he had behaved poorly, she said he doesn't even know what disrespect is, and then like the next day everything's all fine, and we didn't really get to parse out why everything was now all fine, or like what concrete steps are going to happen in this relationship to be better. So then it makes it hard to root for the relationship, but also like, no, they're engaged and they're having a baby, and so like we got to get on board.
Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, it's really hard to have a strong opinion about how their relationship transpired because we know the ultimate outcome.
Yeah.
But we really dissected the final compatibility challenge in the beginning. You know, it was so funny just how like, well, because you didn't know the flaw that you couldn't live without, you're done. No chance at it was just like, if you're going to come hard with the birthday and the location of the kiss, give me parents' names.
Yes, there you go. That
give
would
me,
be good.
Yeah, give me, what is their pet's name?
Yeah, because
what's their mother's maiden name and their social security number too?
Okay.
Where
and
did
the
this
house
person
that they grew? Where was the street of the house that they grew up on?
Exactly.
What was the make and model of your first car?
But because you two can't align on this totally subjective question, you are out of the running for this.
I thought that was
prize.
absurd.
The best part of that, though, was Daniel turning and saying, "How do you spell jealousy?" and getting the wrong answer.
JELOUS for sure.
Boy.
I want to believe that Ray spelled it so fast that the A just kind of blended in with the E. JEA. Now, I think he missed the A.
No, he missed the A completely. It wasn't even close. They gave us the subtitles to make sure that we knew that he missed the A. And I mean, like, people are not great spellers, and like autocorrect has made people worse spellers. So it's not surprising to me that someone would spell jealousy wrong. But it was very funny.
The worst is when I try to text a word and my attempt is so bad that even autocorrect can't help me out. Like,
sucks. Yes, yeah. I have been there as well. But what also really sucks is when you spell something correct and then autocorrect's like, nope, couldn't possibly have been that. Let me throw in a completely irrelevant word.
Can I tell you about how every time I try to spell the word now, it autocorrects to no every single time. And I'm almost never typing the word no. I'm always trying to say now. Yes, like it autocorrects the KNOW. I'm almost never saying the word KNOW. I'm always trying to say now, and it autocorrects to no. It's one
you
of
never
the biggest
know anything?
I mean, I don't have to say that I know.
Lots of stuff. Jason knows lots of stuff.
I just know things. I don't have to say that
to your wife?
No, I don't have to say that I know things. Well, I say that in person.
That actually is the reason for the autocorrect. It's whenever I try to say up, it always autocorrects to yo, even though I literally never say yo. So then I'll be the number of times I'm accidentally texting people, that's fucked yo, instead of that's fucked up. And I'm like, I don't talk like this, and I've never have, and I never will. Like, please stop doing this to me.
It's trying to tell you we know you, but we know you well, Kirsten. We think this is how you should be talking.
That's Apple intelligence sneaking in, and they're like, we're trying to make you more hip.
Yeah.
No, can you imagine if I'm like on the podcast? I'm like, that's fucked, yo. Like, what do you mean?
Like, get this girl out of here.
Cut the mic. Cut the mic.
Stop making podcast mics affordable.
Put the mic down, sis.
Okay, so we get through this. We have our final two couples, Adi and Ollie, Lucy and Daniel. Yeah. Okay, clearly we know the perfect match here. It's clear as day. They still managed to mess up the vote and vote for Lucy and Daniel.
The second that was the final two, I started laughing so hard because I knew that it was still going to be Lucy and Daniel. I knew Adi and Ollie were not winning. If they had won, they would have kept an air of mystery, I think, if they had actually won this season. But they needed to lean on the one successful couple because once again, the most unserious grouping of people possible. Like the only thing less serious than this would be if it had been Rachel Ray, and they probably would have won without the compatibility challenge.
Exactly.
Yeah, they really got me though, because when it was those two, I typed preemptively. I said, "Oh, AD and Ali, crown winners, a perfect match." Then nope, they still messed it up. Well, I mean, I don't know if I can say they messed it up because Ali and Daniel are kind of did the same shit. So it's like, what's the point? It's just the fact that we know that AD and Ali, the future of them, is why I think in our minds we're like, they're the winners.
Yeah, I think the only reason I see a difference in these two couples is the depth. Like, I feel like we were able to see Ali and AD reach a certain level of depth where it was like with Daniel and Lucy, it was like, what is, okay, how deep did their relationship go? Because it just seems like there's just a strong physical attraction there, but we never got to see like, an actual future with them.
Yeah.
100%. And I feel like it was really clear, like you get the confessional post game about like, we're going to go on the trip. Lucy's going to be a flight attendant. She's going to make sure his nuts are very well taken care of. Wink, wink. And it's like, yeah, they never had anything beyond the physical.
They broke up weeks later. Because I was like, when I saw the credits start to roll, I was like, wait a second. Like, I believe we've gotten relationship updates before. Yeah. So I was like, that's weird. So I said, let me hang tight. Because the last thing I wanted to do is roll into season 1, episode 1, which is what it loves to do at the end of these.
No, and then that's what it started doing as soon as the updates were over, and I was like slamming the remote. No,
throws the remote at the TV.
I was literally grabbing for my remote.
Same.
And then Lucy started talking. I was like, there's more. Like I thought it was going to be mostly just like B-roll footage. I don't know. Like,
I was like, they're just trying
or something. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. Okay, this still is stupid. And then it was like, they broke up. I was like, okay, so maybe we are doing updates.
Like, got it. Yes.
So I kept going.
Are you okay?
You okay, Kirsten?
My AirPod fell out and rolled so far away that I just really was huffing and puffing trying to pick it up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, we only got updates for Lucy and Daniel and AD and Ali, which is like, I don't know. It feels like
it's like they were like, these are the only two that matter. Because
and it's the only in our world, it's the only two that made it to the end. So it's like, no, actually we came like the end, I would be assuming, are these 5 couples that you came into the finals.
Madison and Freddie. Give us Rachel and Ray. What happened with Louis and Sandy? I'm curious. I'm not on social media. Let me know.
And the only one that I was really curious with was Freddie and Madison, because I think of most of the couples outside of AD and Ali, I said, this seems like a couple that could actually make it work, that could be serious. But we didn't even get an update for them. I had to go scour, online to try and see if there's anything. Which from what I could see, they have broken up because the distance was just too much.
Yeah, Freddie did an interview where he said, like, we did try and we did keep talking after the season, but the distance was hard, and we ultimately determined that, like, we couldn't overcome the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you watch... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think he is allegedly dating the ex-girlfriend of someone kind of notable, but now I can't.
They had him in a picture, or no, he took photos at the same location as Lucy.
Yeah, but Lucy also had an interview where she said they were brother vibes. They were just friends. She has no sexual attraction to Freddie. That's what she said on her interview. So I saw that picture too.
But that's what people say, and then they date.
The old just me to say that. That sounds weird. Okay, I was gonna. No. So we get an update that's 6 months later. If you don't watch Love is Blind, they showed us again the proposal of Ali and AD. And then they showed us the pregnancy reveal. And they even before all of this said, sometimes if you don't win the perfect match, that doesn't make you the only winner or something like that.
Yeah, like you can still win, even if you don't win the show. Yeah. And this is honestly, watching the proposal back again and having all of this additional context, it actually makes so much more sense why AD seemed so surprised that he was proposed. proposing.
I mean, well,
Like-
6 months later, I mean, I would have guessed they would have gone through a lot in those 6 months. I don't know if
Yeah.
a transcontinental relationship. I don't know. It was.
And she was visiting him a lot because it was rumored that they were dating even before people knew they were on Perfect Match.
Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, that's where they met. And then so this has just been such a long time coming. But I like I said, I just want to go back to the time when I saw them podcast on her podcast together, and I was just like, oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's kind of
Agreed.
crazy to have this like the end result of something, and then for it to be like, now see where all the magic first started. See where the one true couple, AD and Ollie, got their start. And we watch and it's like, oh, like this it really kind of deflates that balloon that we were like that we were hoping
100%.
was this magical love story. And it's like, oh, he's kind of an F boy.
I thought this was gonna just be like a beautiful love story that gets robbed because this is an unserious show, but instead we see just such poor behavior.
Yeah. It's kind of like a social media couple that they're like, we're finally ready to share our story. You've been watching us for months. You've seen us have such great highs, but it wasn't always that way. And then you find out that like, yeah,
now you've ruined it.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
when a couple posts on Valentine's Day and they're like, through the highs and lows, I couldn't imagine a better partner. And you're like, you are legally obligated to tell me what those highs are. Come on, share with the class.
I will forever stand by my thought, because this is my thought, of if you're going to be as public with the relationship, you got to be as public with the breakup. Don't just delete everything and have us curious what happened. And don't just give us some AI generated breakup post. Like, hey, we ended things because he cheated.
Yeah,
that's all I ask. Like, I don't even need to know who he cheated with. If you're gonna make me invested in your relationship, I'm gonna be invested in the breakup.
Yeah.
Do you want me to be a sleuth, or do you want to just tell me?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm gonna know.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, and now we're so invested in AD and Ollie, even before we got this. Now from this, I don't know, less than 1% of their life that we've seen, we're now just like, break up, he's a bum. Which,
And I want to be so clear. I'm not like, oh, break up. It's just like, I always want to root for love and root for a real relationship, and they're getting married and they're having a baby, and this is all very real and very serious. And so it's like, man, I just wish I didn't know about this chapter so that I could just stay on board with it instead of being like,
exactly.
Same. And then it's just like, you want to be on the side of trusting AD's judgment and trusting that they have talked through this at length. There was nothing that was a surprise to her watching this back, and they are actually living happily ever after. And any tendencies he had that he got to like soar his wild oats occurred only on Perfect Match. But yeah, they are the now success story. And I think they can be the one reason that Perfect Match makes it another season. I feel like they have to have a few more shows come out soon, though, in order to kind of like build up the cast.
I think there's a Too Hot to Handle that's been filmed, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Love
but
is
Temptation
Blind
Island has been renewed.
Okay. Love is Blind is coming in October.
Love is Blind UK is already out right now.
So we got some options.
You've got casts to fill this puppy up with.
True.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Well, thank y'all so much.
Is Circle coming back ever?
It's
been a while.
There's been no word of it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I got an email recently about how Squid Game, the challenge season 2 or 3 or whatever is casting. So that's a lot of people. They could just pull a ton of people from that and be like,
and they've branched out.
Yeah, they're just pulling in people from anywhere now. So it doesn't really matter anymore.
Exactly.
And true, there's I think that they will struggle to get anyone from the season 6 and 7 of Love Island USA, but anything earlier than that, I don't think they'll have trouble with, especially the CBS era.
Yeah. And if they branch out, we do have 2 solid seasons of the Ultimatum Queer Love that they could explore. Give us 4 of them so they can have options, and I don't think there should be a limit on space. So we'll see. But this has been fun. Another season in the books.
Fun.
Yeah, it's been a great time. Listen, when I can get together with the two of you and we can talk about anything, I think, and have a fun, great weird time.
Yes.
Agreed.
Weird.
Yeah, face it, Asia. We're weird.
We're
All
weird.
three of us.
Yeah.
So normal. So thank y'all so much for sticking with us. We had a great time. Let us know how you enjoyed it in the comments. Leave us some 5-star ratings and reviews over on the Hot Dummies on Islands feed, as well as the Love at First Sight feed. Kirsten, where can people keep up with you?
Yes, on the We Know Love Island feed, Scally and I are still talking about Love Island Beyond the Villa, which we thought was 6 episodes. Surprise, it is 8. There will be 2 more weeks of that coverage coming your way, as well as Mess Magnets, where myself and Sasha Joseph are talking pop culture, celebrity gossip, trending topics. We had a really fun episode this week. And you can follow me everywhere at Kirsten Said What.
Awesome. Jason, what about you?
Yeah, you can find me on the podcast where Asia and I are talking about the show Married at First Sight. We do have a Patreon for our podcast, The Perfect Match. If you go to patreon.com/Perfect Match Podcast, you'll find it there. We are talking about season 11 of Married at First Sight right now. You can also find me on The Good Pod. We're doing a rewatch podcast of The Good Wife with me and Marissa Garza. We have a spinoff of that Good Pod podcast called The Gilded Pod, where we just wrapped up coverage of season 3 of The Gilded Age. If that is your jam, come on over to the Gilded Pod and check that out as well. We had the baby boy Bryce Isaiah on for the season finale. We had a blast over there. He's always a great time, no matter what he's talking about, and this was no different.
All right. And you can, like Jason said, find me over talking about Married at First Sight, as well as Big Brother 27. You catch me on podcast coverage over there. You can follow me on all social media at Asia Like Asia. It's AYSHA like ASIA. Thank y'all so much for sticking with us this season, and we'll see y'all next season, hopefully. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.